Welcome to this audiobook, a book that is not meant to be merely heard, but to awaken your thoughts, deepen your perspective, and perhaps even slightly change the direction of your thinking. In a world where speed has replaced depth and sound surround us from every direction, mindful listening is a choice, time = 0.6s. A choice to pause, to reflect, and to build a better version of ourselves. This audiobook is the result of ideas, experiences, and lessons that can inspire. Not to tell you what to do, but to help you see more clearly and make better decisions for yourself. We recommend listening to this audiobook with an open mind and without haste. Sometimes a single sentence, when heard at the right moment, can change years of our lives. Thank you for dedicating your valuable time to this work. We hope this voice becomes a good companion on your journey of intellectual and personal growth. Here is a much deeper explanation of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written step by step, with clear examples and simple language, so you really understand the ideas. Not just the summary. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Deep explanation, time = 0.6s. Core idea of the book. The book is not about getting rich fast. It is about how you think about money. Robert Kiyosaki says, most people work hard for money, but rich people learn how money works. The difference is financial mindset, not luck or talent. Rich people acquire assets. The poor and middle class acquire liabilities. But they think they are assets. When Rich Dad explained this to Mike and me, we thought he was kidding. Here we were, nearly teenagers and waiting for the secret to getting rich, and this was his answer. It was so simple that we had to stop for a long time too. Think about it. What is an asset? Asked Mike. Don't worry right now, said Rich Dad. Just let the idea sink in. If you can comprehend the simplicity, your life will have a plan and be financially easy. It is simple. That is why the idea is missed. You mean all we need to know is what an asset is, acquire them, and we'll be rich? I asked. Rich Dad nodded his head. It's that simple. If it's that simple, how come everyone is not rich? I asked. Rich Dad smiled. Because people do not know the difference between an asset and a liability. I remember asking, how could adults be so silly? If it is that simple, if it is that important, why would everyone not want to find out? It took our Rich Dad only a few minutes to explain what assets and liabilities were. As an adult, I have difficulty explaining it to other adults. Why? Because adults are smarter. In most cases, the simplicity of the idea escapes most. Adults, because they have been educated differently. They have been educated by other educated professionals such as bankers, accountants, real estate agents, financial planners, and so forth. The difficulty comes in asking adults to unlearn or become children again. An intelligent adult often feels it is demeaning to pay attention to simplistic definitions. Rich Dad versus Poor Dad, mindset difference. Poor Dad thinking, go to school, get good grades, find a safe job. Job security is important. Money is the root of evil. Avoids risk, depends on salary. Rich Dad thinking, learn how money works. Create businesses and assets. Take smart risks. Money is a tool, builds income sources. The book teaches you to think like Rich Dad. Lesson 1, the rich don't work for money. What most people do, work, get salary, pay bills, repeat. If they stop working, money stops. This is called the rat race. What the rich do, they build assets that produce income. Money keeps coming even if they don't work every day. Example, poor mindset, I need a higher salary. Rich mindset, how can I build income without working more hours? Lesson 2, financial education is more important than school grades. Kiyosaki says schools teach math, science, history, but not how taxes work, how investments work, how businesses work, how debt works. Financial education includes accounting, understanding money flow, investing, understanding taxes, understanding businesses. Example, A person with high education but no financial knowledge can still stay poor. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities. Most important part. Asset. Something that puts money in your pocket. Examples. Rental property. Business. Stocks that pay dividends. Intellectual property. Books, videos. Liability. Something that takes money out of your pocket. Examples. Loans. Expensive cars. Credit card debt. Luxury items with no income. Big mistake. Many people think their house or car is an asset. But if it costs money every month, it's a liability. Rich people buy assets first, luxuries later. Lesson 4. Mind your own business. This does not mean quit your job immediately. It means your job is not your future. Your assets are your real business. Example. Day job, salary. Side focus, learning investing. Business, skills. Over time, assets grow, freedom grows. Lesson 5. Taxes and corporations. How the rich save money. Employees earn, pay tax, spend money. Business owners earn, spend, pay tax. This is why the rich use businesses, corporations, investments. The book explains ideas, not legal advice. Learning is key. Lesson 6. Fear and greed control. Poor people, most people, fear losing money, fear making mistakes, fear failure. So they stay in jobs they hate, avoid learning, avoid investing. Rich people accept fear, learn from mistakes, use losses as lessons. Fear is a teacher, not an enemy. Lesson 7. Learn skills, not just work hard. Important skills, according to the book. Sales, communication, leadership, negotiation, marketing. Many rich people are not the smartest. They have strong skills. Final philosophy of the book. The book teaches, think long-term, learn continuously, build assets, don't depend on one income. Use money as a tool, not a goal. Important reality check. This book changes mindset, does not give exact steps for investing, requires real learning after reading. It's a starting point, not the full road. If you apply this book correctly, you will think differently about money. You will stop chasing salary only. You will focus on skills and assets. You will plan for freedom, not just survival. Now that we have reached the end of this audiobook, you may not have found answers to all your questions, and that is completely natural. The purpose of this work was not to provide definitive answers, but to plant the seeds of curiosity, awareness, and reflection in your mind. What you have heard becomes truly valuable only when it finds its way into your real life, into your decisions, into how you see yourself and others, and into the choices you make each day. Remember, great changes often begin with small but consistent thoughts. If even a single sentence from this book caused you to pause, reflect, or act differently, then this book has fulfilled its purpose. Thank you sincerely for staying with this voice until the end. We hope that what you have heard is not the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new movement in your life. So thank you for watching, and good luck, my friends.